So, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. You know he's a Maryland father. You guys know that. He's been released and on his way home to Maryland, is what they're saying. Fox 17 is reporting this. So, I thought they were going to take him back into custody and move him somewhere else. Wasn't that it? I don't even this thing's gone on. He's been to El Salvador, then he's been back. Then it was the minute they release him was one of the things. They're going to take him back into custody and then try to deport him again. Then there was a no, you can't do this. And now it looks like he is out. So this is apparently his lawyer, Sean Hecker. Today, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is free. He's presently en route to his family in Maryland after being unlawfully arrested and deported and then in prison, all because of the government's vindictive attack on a man who had the courage to fight back against the administration, continuing assault on the rule of law. He is grateful that his access to American courts has provided meaningful due process. So he's out, Ken.
All right.
I don't know what that means, though.
Probably that he's going to be going right back in.
No, I mean, they make it seem like he's already in a car heading to meet with his family. So I was trying to figure. I was so confused. I'm like, okay, is it trafficking? Is that what he's here for now? On top of everything else,
it was smuggling.
Okay, smuggling.
Yeah,
that's right, because they were here on their own accord.
Right.
So if they're not here on their own accord, that's trafficking. If they're here and you're just moving from point A to point B, that's smuggling.
I believe that is. Yeah.
Okay.
Because everything that I read in the official documents, it's smuggling.
Okay. So, and they said, well, his attorney said he's on his way home.
Well.
So we will see exactly. That's, he's a father from Maryland. That's all he is.
He is.
And he's on his way back to Maryland, apparently. So we'll see, exactly what the next thing is going to be with that. I don't know if they're, like I said, I wasn't there. I couldn't remember. Did they threaten to arrest him again and deport him, but then they were told no?
Well, yeah, at first it was if he is released from federal custody, then he's going to be deported immediately. So he just stayed in jail. But I don't know what has facilitated this.
This has become kind of like the tariffs. I have no idea what's going on. Maybe this, maybe that. Could be over here. We don't know. By the way, the Bolton incident, they went to his D.C. office and are just leaving now.
Man, went to his home and his office.
Why do you have an office?
Well, I mean, I guess he's like a consultant, correct?
Does he do that? I don't even know. He just shows up on CNN every day.
Right. I don't know if he's like a paid consultant in that form or not.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, he just sends out memos going, drop a bomb somewhere.
Drop a bomb. Do it now. Drop a bomb. Drop it now.
Yeah, despite the release from criminal custody, there are still concerns that ICE could detain him once he gets to Maryland.
Well,
but a judge there has barred the government from taking him into immigration custody, and requires 72 hours notice before any deportation to a third country.
Yeah, because they sent him. He's from El Salvador. No, he's not from Yeah, he was from El Salvador.
Yeah, he's
now they want to send him somewhere else.
Yeah, he's native Salvadoran.
I'm trying to figure out where else they're going to send them. Did you see that that none of the people that are sent to that CCOT thing or whatever it is, none of them will see a court till 2027?
Wow.
See, that's the issue I have. Send him back to wherever, but the fact that you would send him a place where they aren't from and they're immediately thrown into a jail where they have no due process, that's a tough one for a person who thinks about freedom and thinks, I can see deporting
have they
them.
been charged there? I mean, are they facing charges
They
there?
said they're not even going to see a court judge until 2027. I feel like that's
Well, probably shouldn't have been here illegally.
Yeah, but if you haven't broken any other law outside of coming here or overstaying your visa, then you shouldn't be put in another country's jail.
Well, there's alligator Alcatraz.
Not anymore, right? They can keep it open, but they can't add to it.
Oh, they can't put anybody in
Yeah,
there?
they can't put any. There's too many alligators.
Yeah. Well, maybe we ought to just let them run free then.
Just put the little things on them, right? The little ankle bracelets.
Oh, they won't take those off.
And then we'll find, what if one's all of a sudden, this one's swimming a lot. I don't know what this, he's been eating. Oh. So.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know we'll see what happens when he gets to Maryland.
They're going to come take him into custody. And then there's going to, do you think they'll try to deport him? Well, we didn't know he was on that plane. He's the only one on the plane.
I have no idea, man.
Yeah.
We're going to find out.
We are. Somebody says, but I know Bolton's an attorney. Well, they're all attorneys.
Everybody's an attorney in D.C.
Yeah, everybody's an attorney. That guy's never seen a courtroom except for probably something where there was some behind doors, we convicted somebody of something kind of thing, and he was just there to watch it happen. So we'll I know he does a lot of consulting, but I just don't know why he has an office. And I don't know. I mean, they say they're looking for stuff. Are they? I've heard everything from this is about Russiagate and him leaking stuff to this is about for Bolton that he had sensitive material that may have gotten into the hands of other people. So that'll be interesting. Somebody said, why would Bolton keep any documents lying around? I think if you went to every single person who's been high up in an administration, they probably have something they shouldn't have. Took it home. Because every president has something they shouldn't have. I think we recognize that. Like Bush, I didn't know I had these. And, of course, Biden next to the Corvette. I'm sure Obama's got stuff.
Well, it's standard operating procedure that you expect that the National Archives is going to come to you after you're out of office and go, you weren't supposed to take that, and then negotiate what you're going to give back versus what you're allowed to keep.
Yeah. That's it. And they're going to ask for stuff. You got to give it. There's law, there's rules, and you got to give it back. But I would find it would be weird if Bolton was a spy. Who would he be spying for? Israel. Because they're blowing stuff up.
Yeah, anybody that's going to drop a bomb, he's on the side of.
Yeah, I feel like that. Iran. I thought they were trying to kill him. So, he is on his way home, for those of you not keeping score. Raw chicken-flavored ankle bracelets. You guys. It's not very nice.
I'm seeing this, that apparently his lawyers arranged for a private security firm to transport him to Maryland.
How much money did they raise for that guy?
I have no idea.
Think about this. If you're here illegally and you hear about this guy who's getting all this stuff,
yeah,
you better hope you don't end up in one of those holding areas with the rest of them. Oh, you think you're cool? Oh. Let's see here. Oh, maybe Chad Romney can answer one simple question. Why can they wholesale import millions of them, but if you try to get rid of one, it takes an act of God to do so? Who imported a million of them? I think a lot of them came here. Well, a lot of big business did. But it's not an act of God to get rid of them. They're doing it.
Yeah, I think this Garcia case is more complicated because of that previous order.
Yes.
The no deportation order.
Yeah.
And I think that's what is allowing, all of this back and forth.
Because I think if he would have been sent to another country that wasn't El Salvador, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation.
That could be it. Yeah.
Because they did have that order he could be sent to other places, but El Salvador was one of those places he was not supposed to be sent to. And then, now he's on his way to South Sudan because I saw we have a deal with them.
He's probably going to wish he had stayed in El Salvador.
Or here in jail in Tennessee rather than go to Sudan.
Oh, I wonder if they released him way earlier, like at 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning and then had the press conference so that way they could get away?
Could be.
I mean, that's, because ICE did say they were going to come, but now they have to get 72 hours, they're told? 72 hours?
According to that judge's order there in Maryland, they've got to give 72 hours notice.
Oh, there we go. Somebody said Trump should take one of those decommissioned aircraft carriers, convert it into a migrant detention facility, park it in the Atlantic Ocean, and send them there. They could do that with some of those old cruise ships. Remember when people were getting sick on the cruise ships during COVID and they made them stay on the ship?
Yes.
That was
man.
You can stay on the ship, or if you get off, we'll go put you in a nursing home.
Yeah. That was. I mean, I remember that weird couple. That wasn't a couple. It was a brother and a brother-in-law, and his like brother's wife or whatever, and they went like on a cruise together, and they got stuck on there for weeks. Which is odd anyways, going on a cruise with your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
By yourself. That would feel like a weird thing.
That doesn't raise any questions.
No. But after a while. And the thing about cruise ships, you guys know this about cruise ships, it's a petri dish with a buffet. So once something happens, it's on. And everybody, I mean, because how many times do you hear about, was it the norovirus? Whoo! Once that thing happens, get ready, kids, because it's happening. Ooh, nasty. So we'll keep an eye out for this and find out what's going on. Chad Romney, look at that. I think I'm a little bit cooler than old Mitt.
Oh, by a long shot.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about Mitt? So he's a health fanatic. Like a health fanatic, because I think every male in his family didn't make it to 40 or 40-something. So he is like a super fanatic. They all died at like 40 or 50. And so he wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to have a heart attack.
He's in his late 60s?
Yeah, maybe. Looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we'd all say that'd be nice to look like that. Some people, they don't look so good when they get in their 60s. We know this, kids. We know this. So coming up, we got a lot of stuff still we're going to squeeze into. I want to talk about the Menendez brothers. I think a lot of people thought, including myself, they were probably going to get out. Although Lyle has his hearing today.
Yeah. If Eric's not out, Lyle's definitely not getting out.
Yeah.
If there's any truth to the Ryan Murphy documentary, I mean, it seems like Lyle was kind of the mastermind, if you will.
Yeah, So that was the question yesterday. We'll talk about the question that was the big question asked of all the stuff. Why did you do this one thing? So we'll talk about that among other things. A lot of other good stuff to get to, including we're going to do the 40 words. You got to see the way do we talk about these words? It's insane. The fact that you had no common sense. The Democratic Party abandoned common sense a long time ago. And even their think tanks are like, look, these words, never say them again. Talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
I wasn't surprised because when you're determining whether someone should be released into society, especially when you're talking about 2 murders, I used to be a homicide prosecutor, so I argued these parole hearings and wrote letters requesting that the parole board deny a person being released. You take into account the crime, like how gruesome it was. You take into account public safety.
Bernarda Vinola right there. She's a legal expert talking about Eric getting denied. And it's all about Kitty. It's all about the mom.
Ah, yeah.
It's all about the mom because I think the question that I guess they kept asking over and over is, but why her? Right? Like he did all the horrible things. He was the one that everybody, and including, there was 13 family members, including his sister that was there yesterday, the father, and said he was awful, he was horrible, and Eric and Lyle have learned, and that, they're good people, they should have their chance. And I'm thinking to myself, it doesn't explain Kitty, though. And I guess their whole explanation was, she knew and she did nothing. Which is not That's it. And like you said, Lyle, if only one of them have pulled the trigger, the other brother tried to cover up for it, then that guy would probably get out. But it sounded like one pulled the trigger, the other masterminded it.
Well, and then something apparently they didn't like. I saw on NBC this morning, something that the board didn't like was Eric admitted to breaking, some rules like, getting cell phones and things like that while in jail. But, he copped to it, but said at the time, he thought he was in there until he dies. Yeah. So he didn't think he had anything to lose.
No. I mean, if you're in there till you die, and what are they going to give you, more time after you're dead?
Right. I mean, what do you have to lose at that point? And, if somebody, if you have access to a cell phone, you're probably going to use it. I mean, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but that may be something.
But everybody would do that. And if you, they're minor infractions. For the most part, everywhere I've read and everything I've seen said they're pretty model, if you could say that kind of, inmates. It wasn't like they didn't fight. They weren't beating things. They weren't stealing stuff. They weren't selling drugs or any of that stuff. They didn't want to let them out because I still think they think that – I think there's a portion that thinks that they deserve to get out because of all of this. And it was far – they're made to be monsters far more than they really are. And I think there was pressure on the board who say, we're not going to do what the public wants us to do. Because these guys are they've got their own Netflix documentary and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I keep hearing this, too, that, Governor Newsom could let them out anytime.
Yeah. Well, he's too busy.
Well, he could commute their sentence if he wanted to, couldn't he? Or
yeah, he could commute
charges?
their sentence. No, because it wasn't federal charges.
Oh, okay.
He could commute their sentences. So,
but he's not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Not when he's running for president.
Not when he's running for president. Every day, all the time. What was his dream he said he had? That he believed he was put here to save America? God, he's such a douche. He is.
I'd say that, too.
Sometimes you see people and you go like, I feel like it.
Highest unemployment in the country, highest homelessness in the country.
Yeah.
And he's going to save America.
You're going to save America. He is. They spent $40 billion over several years to get nobody off the streets. It increased. And it wasn't because the houses were too expensive.
Well, you magnetize your state, and everybody's like, hey, we go to California, we get some free stuff.
You get free stuff. That was the other big thing. You have no idea until you start seeing the fact that they have phones. Right, they all have plans. These people they get their EBT cards. Some of them it is so set up, and then you've got all of these nonprofits. One nonprofit I think got $2 billion, and they didn't even ask them ever to keep records about whether or not they even got anybody off the streets. Sign me up for that gig to make some money.
All you have to do is spend the money now, and magically everything gets fixed.
Yeah. And they also fudge, and all of them fudge the numbers, no matter where it is in the country. First and foremost, go and look, because all of them are nonprofits. So everything, their salaries are all public. And so many of them had $500,000, $1.4 million salaries. And that doesn't even include the fact that, they got company cards. It is infuriating how much money they gave out. And you want to do that to our country? Are you kidding me? That's insane.
Nixon will be like, this $37 trillion, that's penny ante. Watch what I can do.
Yeah, watch me, huh? I'm going to steer this thing right into the wall.
However,
yes,
he is hitting on something that probably resonates with people who even voted for Trump. But, he's talking about how, this whole, watching democracy go away right before our eyes. I mean, he's hitting on that. And who knows, man? Some people out there who voted for Trump maybe like him more than they liked Kamala. And that type of messaging may be working. Who knows?
It might work. I mean, it might work. Californians might just vote him to get rid of him.
He's definitely a much better communicator than she was by a long shot.
Yeah, absolutely. He is a much better communicator. He is smooth as can be, but you know what? He's almost so smooth, it feels like it's programmed. Like he's a robot.
Well, yeah.
But
he looks like he looks like an actor on a promo tour.
Yeah.
That's what it is to me.
He's Christian Bale. He's on a promo tour talking about his latest movie. That's what he is. That's it. And I'll tell you guys this and he is smooth and he's very personable. And I don't really see anybody in his way right now. So you never know. And it's always about the economy, kids. You got to remember that each and every day. And don't think about him running against Trump. Think about him running against J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio or even DeSantis, which I don't think will happen. All right, coming up, we do have those 40 words. We're going to do that straight ahead. 40 words that apparently Gavin Newsom should avoid. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Speaking of the Democrats, we always joke about the worst idea is the one they're going to go. That's the one we should go with. That's the one. That is the one, right? So you say if we do this, it'll work out great for us. Now, what about over here? This will be the worst thing we could do.
That's terrible. Let's run with it.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. In fact, you know what? Double it up. Give me 2 helpings of stupid. So there's a think tank out there that has, it's a center-left think tank. And they're called Third Ways. So they're think older school, kind of more liberal, like a classic liberal would be. Not a nut, a classic liberal. Think a little bit like Bill Maher, like a libertarian to the left kind of thing. So they said, if you want to stop all this insanity and you want to get back to talking to people, you've got to leave these words out. So we're going to go through the words here that they said they have blacklisted. Here we go. One of the things they've broken up to things that like therapy speak, explaining away crime, like silly things. Well, it's something I say, like this weird, because like the therapy speak is so, and the crime thing too, the way they try to explain it, or they give different names to, like we started doing that years ago. It's like, you're not a garbage man anymore. Now you're like a waste disposable engineer.
You're not a Latino. You're a Latinx.
Latinx. Nobody says that, by the way. Nobody. All right, here we go. Privilege has to be just killed.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Environmental violence. What?
Why do you hate the environment, Chad?
So,
yeah, Chad's going to get it from both. He's going to get it from both sides here.
Dialoguing. Kill it. That's academia. Triggering. Oh, man, you got to put that thing to bed now. Othering.
Othering?
Yeah. Othering.
Interesting.
So, like some of these, you're like, okay, I've heard like some of the, oh yeah, trust me, there's some more coming there. You're going to be like, what are you talking? The othering, though. View or treat a person or group as intrinsically different from an alien to oneself. See, that is ridiculous. They should put that in there. Microaggression.
Yes, sir. There we go. That's what we were doing on Wednesday.
That's right. We've already figured it out. We don't even need to worry about it.
No, sir.
So microaggression is a must. You must get rid of microaggression. Body shaming.
We never do that.
Yeah, we've maybe gotten a few emails about those.
But we're not trying to shame anybody. They just take offense to it when we're not even targeting them.
Yeah, we're not. We don't even know you. We can't see you. You can see us. Subverting norms.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Like sometimes they say stuff and you're like, what? So subverting norms means actively challenging, contradicting, or undermining established social customs, ideas, or power structures to promote change or a new way of thinking. So destabilizing the system of authority or hierarchy. Systems of oppression.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
That's a big one.
Got to get rid of that one right there. Systems of Oppression, which what's a great name for a band.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? And people will think we're System of a Down, but we're Systems of Oppression. So there you go. You guys are like, that is a good name for a band. Let's get that on a T-shirt, kids. Overton window. Both sides use the Overton window. It's a
I've
political
never heard
theory.
that one.
You never. Okay, so it describes the range of ideas the public will accept and that politicians are willing to consider as a viable policy option.
Okay.
So there's an Overton window. Created by Joseph Overton of the Fighting Overtons. Yeah, okay, the next one. Existential threat to the climate, democracy, economy. Pick. Just the existential threat to.
I knew it. Yeah, I knew that word was those two words,
Yes.
existential threat.
Because, and they do that, like democracy. That's the big one. We heard that on the run-up with Trump. Everything was an existential threat to this, and this.
Yes.
This, and this. And so far, the economy, it's not dead. It's not. The climate, I mean, I don't know if you guys have been outside today. If you're watching in some other part of the country, maybe it sucks there, but it's gorgeous here. And so that's an interesting thing. Radical transparency.
Radical transparency.
That might be a good name for a band, too.
That would be good.
Radical transparency refers to a philosophy and practice that emphasizes radically increasing the openness of organizational process, data, and decision-making to foster accountability, alignment, and improvement on whatever it is that you're radically transparent. Stakeholders. You guys aren't stakeholders in this. So if you're talking about somebody, you're fighting for justice for somebody. If you're not like them, apparently you're not a stakeholder. The unhoused.
Unhoused.
Yes. Some people call them homeless. I call them urban campers. You decide what you would like to call them. By the way, on the way here today, all the benches were full with sleepers right across the street from the Naked Roundabout.
Really?
And one person had quite a lot of luggage. And, of course, you need a stroller that's broken, which is, I'm just like, okay. Here's a great one. Are you guys ready for this one?
Ready.
Food insecurity.
Yes, food insecurity. Yes, sir.
That one is a big, big thing. Anything with insecurity, housing insecurity, right? Like those are the things that they like to say. Are you food insecure? No, I'm pretty good with food. I don't have any. I'm lacking the food. When I have it, I'm very fine with it.
But if I've got it,
Yeah.
I'm good at it.
I've secured it in my hands. Housing insecurity is another one that go along with the unhoused. Because nobody will call it out for what it is. Okay? Person who immigrated. That one is, no. They just, anything to say.
What about migrant? Because we know what they mean when they say migrant.
Undocumented, right? Wandering nomad or whatever they want to call them. Unicorn catcher. Anything to make everybody feel good. Oh, this one right here. Oh, you guys ready for this one?
Ready.
Birthing person.
Yeah, they've got to get rid of that, man.
Birthing person. For those of you not keeping score, that's a woman. That's somebody with a hoo-ha.
Yeah, but what's a woman?
That's a woman, baby. Cisgender. Who the hell came up with cisgender?
Some idiot.
Probably our White Woman Wednesday lady.
Probably.
That or a liberal college professor.
Yeah. Cisgender, for those of you who don't know, you probably heard it and you're like, I don't want to ask that. It was stupid. It is a person whose gender identity matches the sex they were assigned at birth. You were not assigned something at birth. You weren't. You get an assignment at work. Here's your assignment, okay? That's it. You didn't come out of the birthing person's hoo-ha and they go, oh, I think I'm going to put a wiener on this one.
Snap.
That didn't happen.
or the exact opposite. But we wanted a girl. Well, literally.
We'll fix that.
Remember that scene where in Family Guy where Peter goes, oh, you've got a beautiful baby girl, except she's got a wiener.
Oh, my goodness. Dead naming. So if you don't know what dead naming is, if you say Bruce Jenner instead of Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner is her dead name or them name or whatever the hell it is.
Oh, okay. That's what that is.
Yeah, so dead naming. So that is what that is. Heteronormative. Another word for somebody who's just a heterosexual, denoting or relating to a worldview that promotes heterosexuality as the normal or preferred sexual orientation since the beginning of time.
How boring.
I know. Oh, this one.
And hateful.
Yeah. Oh, so hateful. Patriarchy. Gonna get rid of that.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Whenever I hear patriarchy, the first thing that goes to my mind, Partridge Family. I don't know why.
It does me
Because
too,
of the
man.
that I've actually thought that before too. That bus picture, that bus pops into my head.
Exactly. Patriarchy, for those you know, a system of society of government in which the father or eldest male is head of the family.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one, anything LGBTQ, anything with a plus. Any of the LGBT, just got to stop. Just leave it alone.
That is what actually Rahm Emanuel told a group of Democrats at a meeting several months ago.
If I was the Republicans, I would worry about Rahm Emanuel that he could catch fire because he's not insane.
No, he's not.
And he would be a battle because he's willing to call the Democrats out, the crazies, for what they are. This one they have to get rid of. BIPOC.
BIPOC.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Black indigenous people of color.
Yes.
So BIPOC. That's Tupac's cousin. Oh, here we go. Got a couple more. Allyship. So if you don't know what allyship is, if you're part of the LGBTQ plus BIPOC community, I support you. I'm giving you allyship.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. Now, here's some of my favorite ones. Incarcerated people. And this one's great. Involuntary confinement. You broke a law, you're in jail, you got convicted, you're there involuntarily. You're in jail. Oh, my Lord. What they've said is they've alienated so many people on the cultural issues that they're going to continue to lose. Because even if the Republicans aren't, let's be real, a lot of them, they're not knocking it out of the park. If it wasn't for Trump, the Republicans, I think, would be struggling in a major way.
Yeah.
Luckily, though, you're going up against the Washington Generals of politics.
I mean, Ken's laughing his ass off, but it's so true.
It is true.
It is. Well, you know what? That's why
a good analogy.
I mean, they are so bad. Like we said at the beginning of this, they will run at the worst ideas all the time. And I bet you we can, you know what we're going to do? We're going to come back. I'm going to see if ChatGPT can use all of these in a sentence and see what it does. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
Boys, I'm telling you, this crash on I-24 is no joke. It is an overturned vehicle, and it has prompted authorities to close 24 westbound at Hickory Hollow Parkway there in Antioch. It is bumper to bumper and complete stops and very little goes, backed up all the way to Smyrna. Now, it's also affecting eastbound 24, a bunch of looky-loos. That's backing eastbound 24 up all the way to 440. Several other crashes, 40 eastbound before Fessler's Lane, 24 eastbound at Murfreesboro Pike, then 65 southbound at I-24 downtown. Kilmar Abrego Garcia reportedly has been released from federal jail in Nashville, and we'll tell you about the discovery of a headless, decomposed body behind a McDonald's coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
All right, guys, are you ready to hear it?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is all of the words we just did. If you guys didn't listen, we did the 40 words that Democrats need to avoid, according to one of the big think tanks out there. Otherwise, they're going to continue to be, well, just the worst. And I said, no, I want to do a serious one because I think it will be hilarious because this is how they would use it. In a world grappling with systems of oppression, we must confront the existential threat to democracy posed by unchecked microaggressions and environmental violence. Dialoguing with stakeholders, BIPOC, LGBTQIA+, the unhoused, and persons who immigrated requires radical transparency to dismantle heteronormative structures and the patriarchy. Cultural appropriation and body shaming perpetuates harm, while dead naming and othering deepen wounds. By holding space for allyship, we can address food insecurity, housing insecurity, and the trauma of involuntary confinement for incarcerated people. Shifting the Overton window demands subverting norms, fostering equity, and ensuring cisgender privilege doesn't silence marginalized voices. There is no rhetoric. It's called to reshape society with intention and accountability.
You just wrote some liberal a speech.
That's it.
I was getting ready to say, dude, there's no human that could come up with that.
No way. No. I mean, that is spectacular right there. That is. And they even threw some extra in there, right?
It sounded like it.
Like marginalized voices.
Yes.
That was good. That intention and accountability. The left's like, what's accountability? What's that all about? So there you guys go. Now you know body shaming, perpetual harm, dead naming, and othering deepens wounds.
Man.
Oh, othering. I love that. All right, coming up, hour number 3 of the program. Talk a little bit more about, not Michael Bolton. I almost said Michael Bolton. John Bolton. They raided his house and his office today. Why? A lot of other goodies to get to as well. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast.
Shame.
Hour number 3 straight ahead. Chad Benson Show. Super Talk 99.7.